wanted to buy my own house before the age of 23.
Yeah. Did you achieve that goal?
I did achieve that goal.
Right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are filming a very long awaited video. It is in fact my second interview.
Another one.
And we are joined by one of my friends. Jolyon, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, of course. My name is Jolyon. I'm 23 years old and I work in recruitment.
Nice. And so, Jolyon, one thing about you is that you went straight to work instead of going to uni and maybe like going through that route. What was kind of your reasoning behind doing that?
My main reason was I didn't really want university debt.
Yeah.
And I just wanted an opportunity to just work straight away.
And so do you think it's harder to go into work without a degree, or is it like that kind of...
So it depends what you want to do, really. What kind of avenue you want to go down.
Right, so the question I want to ask you is a little bit more in depth about what it is you do. So what do you do for a living?
So I work in recruitment, more on the HR side of it.
Yeah.
Just work for a large organisation where I bring in a lot of people.
Fair enough. And you enjoy that? It's like...
Yeah, I do enjoy it. Yeah.
More of a face-to-face kind of role, or?
A bit of both, really. Face-to-face, online, kind of dabbling in the hybrid working.
Yeah. The next question is kind of why you chose that path. I mean, we touched on it a little bit earlier. Like, what's the reasoning behind why you went straight into HR?
I found it was a really good opportunity for me to take, especially straight after school. I've had really wide ranges of opportunities for growth, especially within that area of the business.
Yeah.
And for someone who didn't have, say, university qualification, I thought it was a really good opportunity to get into.
Fair enough. And so you're not that much older than me, but when you were my age, what is it that you really wanted to go into? What is it that you wanted to do?
To be completely honest with you, I wanted to go into film. I wanted to study to become a film director.
So we're basically doing that right now.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I thought to myself that might not be a sensible decision, just due to the market in that particular area.
Okay.
The competition is extremely high, and the range of success, percentage of success is quite low.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd stick to something that's a bit more safe that will enable me to progress in the goals that I had at the time.
Yeah, fair enough. And do you think that's still something you might want to go into in the future, or is it like...
It's definitely something I would be looking into in the future, probably as like a side hobby, while I focus on
your main...
fair enough.
So now it's a little bit more of like a listing question. Give me 3 things that you enjoy and then 3 things that you don't really enjoy about your job.
Okay, 3 things I enjoy is that it's something different every day.
Yeah.
You get to meet lots and lots of new people, and it's great to network throughout the business.
Yeah.
3 things I don't particularly enjoy. I'd say it can get a little bit repetitive.
Okay.
What else?
Guys, he really loves his job.
Exactly. Pay's not the best, and eventually one day we'll probably get replaced by AI.
I mean, yeah, obviously in like today's kind of job market, AI is obviously a very threatening factor. If AI does kind of come to replace your job, what is it you'd kind of go into at that point?
At that point, I would look to pivot into what other opportunities would be available to me with the current qualifications I then have. A lot of companies still value that HR people piece. So if I could pivot into that, then I'll probably look into something along the lines of doing something similar. But it really just depends on the time and the opportunities that come up.
Yeah, and obviously working in HR, you have obviously grown your communication skills. How transferable do you think the skills that you gained are from going into work, in terms of changing kind of your industry and maybe moving into a different field in the future?
I think they're incredibly transferable because I'm a strong believer of having that skill set and having that evidence of the skills to be able to demonstrate that in a workplace rather than just having the qualifications. I think with HR, it's a very broad area where you can pivot really into pretty much whatever avenue you would want to go into. So it just depends.
Right, Jolyon, the next question I have for you is what does your week look like in terms of work and kind of maybe what you're doing outside of work, that kind of thing?
Okay, so my typical week usually looks like I'm working Monday to Friday. After work, I usually hit the gym, and then after the gym, I cook myself some dinner. I'll either then read a book before bed, learn some Duolingo, and then just go to sleep around 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Duolingo, man, it's evil, I'm telling you. Would you like to drop your Instagram down here? We'll write it down here. We'll leave it in the description as well. Go give him a follow. So how how easy do you think it is to balance kind of your work and your life and maintain that balance as well, working in HR?
I think HR allows for you to have a very strong work-life balance.
Yeah.
But I think it's also very company dependent.
Okay.
Some companies will allow more flexibility, whereas some won't.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate with the company that I work with that does allow quite a lot of flexibility. And the fact that I do have hybrid working, it does allow for me to have a lot more movement within just my day-to-day life.
Yeah, so how many days are you in the office? How many days are you at home then?
So typically I'm in the office about 1 day a week.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And then 4 days at home.
Fair enough. And I'm assuming it's like a 9 to 5 then?
Yeah, so I personally work an 8 to 4, but yeah, 9
8
to
to
5.
4.
Yeah.
Busy man. Fair enough. So, I mean, I kind of already have a rough idea about the answer for this question, but Jolyon, what qualifications would I need to work in your line and your kind of industry, if that makes sense?
Well, luckily, not much. I'd say that's very much personality based. That's like what they specifically look for.
Yeah.
You can, what I did, you go in from the bottom, you work your way up.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to jump to where I am at the moment, they're probably looking more than often just experience.
Yeah.
Rather than qualifications themselves.
Okay.
Qualifications you can get such as CIPD level 3, which will really help with that kind of entry level into the HR.
Yeah.
But then again, if you just want to get into, say, an entry level role and then work your way up, that's a really good avenue as well.
Yeah, so you think there's obviously you did touch on like a very large scope for growth, so you think HR is a very good area to be in, especially if you want to develop as a person?
Yeah, I do recommend that.
Fair enough, so you heard it here first. Right, Jolyon, the next question I have for you is, how can someone like myself be successful in your industry?
Ooh, difficult one. I would say definitely put yourself out there. Networking throughout the business is an essential part of being successful within HR.
Yeah.
Really kind of having that open personality, being open to different opportunities, kind of looking out, messaging people within the business, asking, say, doing job shadow days, really kind of putting yourself out there and just seeing every kind of opportunity that you can take within the business. Again, HR is such a broad spectrum within the business that or any organization that you can just go into any different little specification and just kind of say do a job shadow there, job shadow here, and it will just really help you kind of build up as an individual within that business.
And so working in HR, how often do you find yourself kind of going out of your way to speak to different people, or kind of how often do you think those opportunities arise for you in general at your company?
I think opportunities to network within the business, they do arise. They're quite frequent.
Yeah.
And as soon as they come up, I'd say snatch them up.
Yeah, fair enough. This is obviously for the people, as it's kind of a theme that is obviously something that's very influential into what career you go into. With around 10 years of experience, how much can I earn averagely in your industry?
It really depends what you want to specify in.
Yeah.
I mean, it massively ranges, and again, it also depends on the organisation.
Yeah, obviously.
There's opportunities where after about 10 years experience, you could be looking at a salary of roughly 40k, 48, high 40s, but then on the flip side, some salaries will go up to over 100.
Yeah.
So
it obviously depends on the organisation and specifically what it is you're doing.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. For someone like me, fresh out of school, what advice would you be able to provide?
I would honestly say follow what you want to do, follow your passion.
Yeah.
And it's a bit cliche to say, they say if you do a job that you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
I strongly recommend that.
Yeah.
I support that.
Yeah.
Very, very much. I think whatever you want to do, whatever you have a passion for, follow it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it that some people, and I played it safe.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You go into a job that you might not particularly want to do.
Yeah.
Because of certain reasons within life, but I would say if you have the opportunity to follow what you want to do, go do it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But obviously,
be sensible about the decisions you make. Weigh the positives and negatives, but at the same time, I think it's definitely important for someone to kind of have that kind of time to pursue what you want to do. Make sure it's the right thing for you, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of took a gap year, because it allowed me to kind of process a little bit, see what it is that I want to do, and look into getting experience in those industries, that kind of thing. So yeah, don't jump. I would me personally, I say don't jump straight into it. Do a little bit of research around it. See how the market is, like Jolyon has. And if it's sensible, pursue it. But also, make sure you keep time for it. If it's your passion, keep time for it. And still try and follow it. It's very important.
Yeah.
You've got to follow your passion.
100%, man. 100%. Jolyon, probably one of the last questions I'll ask you now. Your time working equates to that, if that makes sense.
With the time working, do I think it was worth that? Yes and no. I worked from the age of 16. I worked 7 days a week, non-stop. I made a lot of sacrifices with social life and friends because I had a very clear goal in mind. I wanted to buy my own house before the age of 23.
Yeah. Did you achieve that goal?
I did achieve that goal. Again, I had a very clear goal in mind to achieve, and I worked towards it, and I did achieve it. But
fair enough. Yeah. Do you think, in terms of kind of the sacrifices that you made, do you think in the end it was worth it, or do you think there's maybe a couple of things you could have changed? Because obviously you mentioned working 7 days a week at 16. Obviously you had A-levels, you had still got studies at that time, and also you mentioned you touched on social life a little bit. Do you think the sacrifices that you made were necessarily 100% worth it, or do you think there's a few things you could have done maybe a little bit differently at that time? Or
I can't say whether it was worth it or not, but I can say they were a necessity to achieve the goal.
Okay, yeah.
And so when you have that goal in mind and you want to achieve something, you kind of have to. You push everything out the way and you focus.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you have your eyes set on that one thing, you have to make sacrifices regardless. I think Jolyon is like a strong example of that. Someone he had his eyes set on something, and he grafted, he grinded, and he managed to do it. And
he's 23 and he has a house. Like there's levels to this stuff, man. Obviously, we talked a little bit about going straight to work, kind of taking a little bit of time to follow your passions. When it comes to going straight to uni, do you have kind of advice for people who maybe aren't sure about where they want to go?
Yeah, I mean, if you're uncertain about university, what I would definitely recommend is ask yourself, what would you do with that qualification that you're ultimately getting?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to prove useful?
Yeah.
Is it going to help you get a job that you then see yourself getting afterwards?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, and you feel like your qualification and degree is going to help you with the job and career that you want to pursue, go for it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
If not, maybe have a rethink.
Yeah, and so one thing that I'm obviously doing is trying to get people such as yourself to do these interviews so people watching can kind of get an idea about how working in that industry is. So this video is going to go up on my YouTube. If possible, I can drop your Instagram down below. Yep. Do drop him a follow. Post good fitness content. But also, would you be okay with people asking you a little bit about your career and stuff like that?
Yeah,
if that's okay.
Yeah,
so you heard it here. Jolyon is happy for you guys to ask him. Don't bother him, but ask him questions about his career path. And hopefully, you guys can make a better decision about where it is you want to go based on those. But thank you so much for watching. And thank you for your time, mate. Cheers. We'll see you again in the next video. At least I will.